Now when you think of kneading, you usually think of yeast breads, but biscuits also have to be kneaded a little bit. You want to put a little bit of flour on here, not a whole lot. And I'm going to turn this out on the surface. If you knead them too much, biscuits will become tough. But if you don't knead them enough, they won't hold together and they'll be lumpy. There's a big difference in kneading baking powder, biscuits, and rolls from kneading the bread, the yeast bread. You want to knead it just until it's smooth and not. Now, of course, you're going to have the natural lumps from the cheese in this one, but you'll be able to tell when the dough is sticking together enough that you can roll it out. It only takes a few minutes. See how a nice smooth ball it's made there? So I'm just going to dust it a little bit more with the flour. And then I like these rolled out about from a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick. And I have a greased pan here, so I'm just going to put them on a baking sheet. See how nice they are? That's about the size you want them. Pour the rest of this flour out on my surface here, and then I'm going to turn the dough out onto the flour. And as I knead it, then I will work the rest of the flour in. Now some recipes you make for biscuits and rolls and things without the yeast, it tells you to knead, and that's a completely different kneading than what it is for bread. Bread, you need to knead it until you'll feel a snap in the dough, and it takes a while longer to knead the yeast breads. But you can see it's still a little soft. It'll feel kind of like elastic springing back when you have it kneaded enough. Just keep working the dough until it gets to be smooth and elastic feeling. It's still a little sticky yet, so I'm going to add just a little bit more flour. Just not to the point where I want it. It usually takes, I believe, most breads take about 10 to 12 minutes of kneading. It should be slightly beyond that sticky stage when you get it to where it should be. See how smooth and nice it is? So now I'm going to put it in the greased bowl, and I'll cover it and set it in a warm spot over here and let it rise until it's double in bulk, and then we'll finish it up and make our loaves. I think you can see the dough, how high it is here. It's ready to work with, and the recipe says to punch it down. Now, to punch it down means just that. Take your fist and punch it down. That lets all the air out of it. Now I'm going to pull it out here on a little, the surface dusted with a little flour. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch all the air out of it. Make sure it's all flat. Now this time I'm going to divide the dough in half and make 2 loaves out of it. It's very easy. Just shape them in dough balls, and then just lay them on the trays here. Make sure they're rounded. I'll lay this one over here. That'll give it some space to rise again. And we're going to cover them again and let them rise until they're double, and then we'll bake them this time.